First up in new singles, we have "What Me Worry" by Portugal the Man, and
Mhm.
I want to give this to you, Sean. What do you think about this?
I like it. I do like Portugal the Man. He's done a bunch. He's very eclectic with his taste. We've done a couple of album reviews and whatnot, but the single I thought was actually pretty good. From him, I think it's a return to form in a way because um, his last album I had some issues with, and some other things that he's been releasing I haven't particularly super cared for it. But I think What Me Worry is like a really fun one where it's like a nice upbeat indie track that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I didn't really get too much from the Woodstock release that Portugal the Man did, but overall, I feel like this is a good, yeah, similar return to form. It's not as poppy as
Yeah,
Feel It
exactly.
Still and Thankfully, which I like, but it's a good sort of upbeat kick as well in a way where like it could be poppy. It could be a song that has mainstream appeal in a good way.
I think it's a great single. I'm very interested to see what he has for a new album because it's been a minute since we've had any release from him. So
I am too. Next, we have Diet Coke by Pusha T. And my top line thoughts are that it is best when Kanye, or Ye, shuts up and produces because I love the production on this track. It complements Pusha T's raps very well. Pusha
so
T's
good.
killing the
Yep.
game right now. And I'm really happy about this.
I absolutely love Diet Coke. I really, really like it. Ye needs to Ye needs to shut the fuck up. More on that later. And just stick to producing because this is fantastic. I really like this. Like the flow, everything, the beats, it's all like it's great. Especially in a world of overbearing trap and whatnot, it's fantastic. And Pusha T still sounds, relevant and doesn't sound any drowned out by it at all. He sounds good. The lyrics are good too. So yeah, great track.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of several newer artists on the block. We have double released by Nux, Alpha House, and Hide and Seek out of England,
Hmm.
and this is a pretty interesting track that I've sort of seen came across on YouTube actually. The kind of double project for this, and it's really kind of classic, sort of a little bit grimy influenced English rap stuff that I
Yeah,
generally enjoy, stuff that I like because it has a characteristic difference in the English language, but still pushes trap in a little bit of a different route, so to speak, a different veering
yeah,
off the road, so to speak, in a good way. I like something that goes off the beaten path because trap gets so repetitive in music that we review, and I've talked about that a lot this year, that it is nice to see things or hear things that sound a little bit different. And you have Alpha House, which is a little bit of a slower, drearier song,
hmm
and then Hide and Seek, which gets a little bit more upbeat into that kind of thing. But these are good starting out tracks, I think.
yeah. I mean, I know you like your English rap. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I think this is decent. His accent's super thick on the tracks, so you could definitely hear that. But I think they're fine. I really like the production on them. I think that's a big thing for me on them, especially when it comes to our grabs with trap and whatnot. But yeah, I did enjoy both as well.
Yeah. Um, and then next you have Baby Blues with AUDREY NUNA. And I
Hmm.
really like this because this is an Asian woman who is doing like a little bit of an R&B rapping kind of deal, and it
Yep.
flows out really well. The production's
Yeah.
kind of like boomy, sort of a little bit spacey in there. It works out really nicely in the track. I was really appreciative with this.
I like this a lot. I really want to dive into that whole record. She did release a record with it as well, so I want to go into it. Might have to bring it up later on throughout the year when we have some time, because right now we have an absurd amount of releases and everything. But it's something I definitely don't want to skip over because I like that track a lot. The Baby Blues is fantastic. Again, I like her flow, and I wasn't expecting it when when going into it, but pleasantly surprised with how it turned out. Good track.
Yeah. Um she's released a couple of things like last year. She has a like a deluxe album that just dropped this year as
Hmm.
well. So definitely will be someone on my radar.
For sure, yes.
Yes. Then we have Make It True by Rae Khalil and Shehan. Did I get that right?
Yes. Yeah, Rae Khalil's an artist out of LA. She's currently on tour right now doing a bunch of stuff, but she she released an album, I like to say 2 years ago or a year ago, and she's more known for like her rap, spoken word, and a bunch of other different styles compared to the single. And this single is very different from what she normally does, and I absolutely love it. Really, really like the production of it. It's that mix of neo pop and funk, along with even some like alternative flows and whatnot. And the
Yeah,
vocals
the
are
guitar in there in the
fantastic.
beginning is really fun.
Yeah, it's such a cool track. It's something that I think like if more and more people can get to it, they get to something that can blow up. It's such a unique sound in that way that I absolutely love. Also, a friend of the show, Tyra, that is her daughter. So shout out Tyra for letting me know about her single, because I absolutely adore this single a lot.
That's what's up. Yeah, there's reach out to us as people if you have singles to recommend. We've been doing more of those recently, and we definitely appreciate those coming. Definitely
Yes.
also reach out to us at Audioface at syndicate23.co. That is the email address that we have that we can take in single suggestions, and the single rule still applies. We'll review one single, then we'll wait for your proper like release, whether it be a drop or an EP or whatever, to go through the full thing. But we definitely want to hear people's singles. There's a ton being released all the time. A lot of it has to fight algorithms and release schedules and all these other different things. So we want to promote what we can here. We can't do everything with this little podcast, but we try.
Yeah, and speaking of those, the single rules, Rae Khalil will be coming out with an album in I think 2 months or so, which we're definitely going to review.
We'll definitely be excited to check that out. I love that. I was really not expecting the way the song turned out from the first 20 seconds.
Exactly,
I love that
right?
surprise. Yeah.
Give me more of that.
Yes. And lastly, for new singles this week, we have Mona Lisa by mxmtoon. mxmtoon. Did we ever decide on that pronunciation?
mxmtoon, who knows? Indie artist that we both really, really enjoy. We reviewed a bunch of her work throughout our podcast, and I really like this track a lot. I think it's a cool sound. It's nice to hear her kind of evolve and continue to push her sound further and further. The biggest thing for me though is the lyricism in this track. Like there's so many different hidden meanings. There's so many different little things, playing on life, art, and a bunch of other stuff that she combines it together that it makes it unique and really cool if you look throughout the lyrics. So I like that. There's a lot of different hidden themes in there that I really enjoyed.
There was one lyric that I just can't pull up like fast enough that was really playing with like multiple meanings of the word, of like different words that I thought was just super clever. Maybe I'll get to it, but it was like not wanting to be someone's like book on the shelf, but being ready to start a new chapter, so to speak.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. Yeah, where it's like you don't want to be like, just a part of someone's life. You want to be like take a more active role and active place in that. But just that metaphor mixing, the way the song kind of goes through. I mean, we've talked about her being one of the like people to watch in indie, especially, 100%. And this just continues that.
Yeah, it is. Very, very impressed with everything that she comes out with. And this might be one of my favorite things that she's actually made. So yeah, keep it coming. We will review. I think she has a LP coming out later this year, so we would definitely review that as well.
Definitely. And so with that singles, I think we'd have a wonderful singles block, a nice variety of different artists, different genres, different things going on here. We want to let you know that
in your area.
Yes, we want to let you know that we actually have our 2022 playlist. It has not really been named. It's called Untitled 2022 AF Playlist because that's how I titled it in my phone when we started this year. And so if you have name suggestions, send them out. I'll probably post some stuff about it. We want your suggestions. Maybe we'll come up with one ourselves. I don't know. It'll be one of those organic things we do for our audience, for our people that we love very much. Speaking of ways y'all can show us love, make sure you add that playlist to your Spotify if you still have that. Like it or whatever, share it. We'll definitely look into other ways to do it. It's very hard to maintain multiple different playlists on multiple different streaming services. So like if we had an Apple Music one, we don't use Apple Music, but then to make one that's like a big thing. But if people really want us to do that, we might consider doing that. And something that helps it make us easy to do those kinds of things if we have members to help us get that infrastructure to be able to support what we do. So go to join.syndicate23.co to become a member. You get bonus content from Audioface and from Power Report. There's a lot of stuff on Power Report that I'll talk about a little bit more in another ad block here. But make sure you're supporting Audioface in all the ways that you are able to. And even if that's a free way, that means following Audioface Twitter at twitter.com/audiofacepod, and Instagram at instagram.com/audiofacepod, or on YouTube at youtube.com/audiofacepod, where we just passed the big 200 subscribers. Hey, look at that.
Hey, thank you,
So thank you
organics.
all. Yeah, thank you all for doing that. Please keep telling people about the YouTube channel and helping it grow. We have almost all of the Audioface Award 2021 clips that will be published on YouTube are going to be published. The rest you have to be a Syndicate 23 member for. So make sure you check that out. We're going to be putting even more music content up. I think next week on Audioface we'll do a bonus episode for members where we review more music. I think Beach House's Once Twice Melody we're going to do for members first. So that's a big project. It's a really cool project.
Man,
We love Beach House.
Whew, man, that's a lot of music.
Yeah. So you'll definitely want to check that out. And lastly, before we get into the regular part of the show, thank you, Peter, so much for mastering all this content that we're putting out here. Dead Music 666 on Insta, and especially notable for artists, because I talk about this on PowerPoint as well. Give Peter a plug, but for artists and musicians who may be listening, or people who know musicians, Dead Music Productions helps with mastering artists and recording artists as well. So if that's something you're into, reach out to them at Dead Music 666 on Instagram, and they can hook you up. They're recording and mastering music for artists as we speak right now, and we might be talking to a few soon. More on that later.
Yes.
Anyways,
Please.